This is Cody from FrontierLife.net. I want to shoot an extension video today for the Jemmey Fletcher Shinin Times book, so stick around. So if you watched my last extension video on how to make a flint and steel fire, you'll know how we got this fire going like they would have in the 19th century. And so now, if you're reading Shinin Times, you got to the point where Jemmey's he needs to make some char. He realizes that that's a resource they're running low on, and it's time to make some. So I'm going to shoot a little video showing you how to do that. So now the first thing, mountain men would have all carried some kind of tent to carry their fire kit in. I have, like I showed you in the last video, I have a piece of flint here, and I got a steel striker in here as well. And I usually carry them in this tin right here. And in this tin, if you want to come up here a little bit, I've got this char, and if you watch the flint and steel video, you'll know that that's kind of the magic ingredient to getting a flint and steel fire going. So this black stuff has been charred, and so I'm going to go ahead and take that out, put it in my little kit over here, out of the wind. It is kind of a windy day today. You want to be careful when you're making fires on a windy day for sure. Keep them small. Now what I got in here is let me show you this. So in the story, Jemmey would have used what was called punk wood. And this is just wood that has reached a certain point of decay. It's really light, fluffy, and if I push my fingers like this, it's gonna kind of smush down. You can see how it does that. That's what Jemmey was using in the story. You could have used anything natural, 100% cotton. This flannel that would have been available to mountain men is also something that I keep in my tinder tin, and I can use this as well to make char. So I've just got some chunks here you can see of this punk wood, and I'm going to close them in the tin here. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take them, and I'm just going to set them right in the fire. Basically what I want to do is I just want to bake them. So I just take my tin, set it in there, and I'm going to let them sit for 15 or maybe 20 minutes, and then I'll take them out and show you how they work. So we've been sitting here for about, I don't know, between 5 and 10 minutes, I guess. And as you can, I don't know if you can see that, but there's some smoke coming from inside of that tin, and that's just fine. That's just the gases escaping. So if you see a little bit of smoke coming from the inside of your tin, that's just fine. And it'll also look like the tin might be on fire. You can see that right there at that edge. That's all right too. That's just the gases that are escaping being burned by the fire. So we're just gonna let it sit here for a few more minutes, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so it's been about 10 or 15 minutes. It stopped smoking for a few minutes. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take 2 sticks here, and I'm just gonna kind of pinch it, drag it off to the side, and then we're going to let it cool before we open it up. And now we'll wait about 5 minutes until that tin gets cool. So it's been about 5 minutes since we took it out of the fire, and nice and cool, I can handle it. So now let me show you what I got going on here. So all that wood that was so yellow and golden now become black and really brittle. And same with that red cloth. That's become black all the way through. So now this is char, and I can use it just like I did in the flint and steel video. I can carry it in this tin, and then when I need it, it's going to be there. It's going to be dry, and this will give me enough to start quite a few fires. Now, one thing I like to do when I make char and when I use a fire is I like to always have some cloth in there, because this stuff takes a spark a lot easier than a piece of punk wood. And if I got some tinder that's not quite as good, let's say it's a little bit damp, then I'll take a piece of this cloth char, and I'll put on it a piece of this wooden char, and then that'll really extend my ember when I'm trying to bring my tinder bundle to life. So that's what we got going on. Again, this is Cody at FrontierLife.net. Hope you like this extension video on how to make char. And hopefully now you'll better understand the life of the mountain men in the 19th century, and you'll also better understand what's taking place in Jemmey Fletcher Shinin Times. So until next time.